You're watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. A Bradenton child ends up in the emergency room after allegedly being left behind on a hot playground at summer camp.
His mother now warning parents and accusing camp counselors of negligence. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick has that story from GT Bray Park tonight.
Every day, about 180 kids come here to GT Bray Park in Bradenton for summer camp. On Wednesday, one kid was left behind and found by a complete stranger.
I feel like my child was neglected.
Amika Collins and her son, Carter, were at the right place at the right time Wednesday.
When we got into this playground area, we set our stuff down and got drinks and everything, and as we climbed up on the play area, the playground, my son said to me, "Oh, look, that kid's sleeping."
Collins realized the child was alone and woke him up.
He got up and he was really disoriented.
Collins asked the boy, whose name is also Carter, for his mother's number, which luckily he knew by heart.
I work right down the road. I literally went 100 miles per hour on 59th Street to get here.
Kelly Frazier demanded an explanation from those who run the camp.
I asked him why did this happen, and he said the summer camp is halfway over and my counselors are getting lazy.
When Frazier got Carter home,
he just started saying, "Mommy, I don't feel good," and then all of a sudden he just started throwing up.
She took him to Blake Medical Center, and the doctor said he was severely dehydrated and had heat exhaustion.
See him like that, it crushed me.
But one good thing came of the day.
I don't think it was a coincidence that we were supposed to be swimming and laughing and playing, and instead thunder and lightning literally shook us over to the playground instead.
A forever friendship.
She is my son's guardian angel, because if she wouldn't have found him, he might not be here today.
The camp is run by Manatee County. The program's director, Marcus Francis, admitting his staff's faults on Friday. However, he wouldn't speak on camera, the county spokesman speaking on his behalf.
A very rare, isolated incident, and I believe they've taken the corrective actions to make sure that it won't happen again.
Spokesman Nick Azera says one of the teenage members of the staff miscounted the children before they went inside from the playground.
Going forward, they're going to take a roll call. When they're leaving the playground and back when they get inside, they'll do a roll call to make sure each child by name is accounted for.
Azera wouldn't speak to whether or not there will be disciplinary action. Carter is now out of the hospital, and 48 hours later, he's starting to feel a little bit better. Needless to say, he will not be returning to summer camp. Reporting in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
My goodness, what a scary situation for both of those families involved.
Glad it turned out well. And we had another hot day here on the Suncoast, still hot at this hour because the rain came a little earlier than we expect. Bob?
Yeah, we are looking for that kind of pattern again. We talked about it yesterday. Late morning, as the sea breeze gets going, there's enough convergence to set up a few showers, a few thunderstorms. We're going to see that over the weekend, too. So don't be surprised by an 11 o'clock to noon thunderstorm around. And then most of the action will work its way inland, and then there'll be surface boundaries flying all over the place. So there'll be even a chance for the coast, even in the afternoon and evening as well, but more so in the inland areas. Wanted to bring you up to date with the red tide. Now, we heard the report earlier, it's the worst red tide we've ever seen. No, it isn't. There's been several occasions over the 33 years that I've been here that we've had much worse red tide where the entire bay was full of dead fish. I can recall that with Captain Johnny at one point. It's not the case now. We have medium concentrations to low concentrations in Sarasota County. It's not even prevalent in Manatee County at all. It's not present. They have one background level being reported up near the Rod and Reel Pier. That's it in Manatee County. But you can check the scale out here. Medium concentrations. All it takes is really low concentrations to have fish kills. And we are in the medium concentration in Sarasota County. You can see some of those yellows and oranges showing up right there in South Sarasota County and up near New Pass and Big Pass too. But it is patchy. So if you're going to the beaches to cool down, there's not much cooling air there either. Water temperatures are into the upper 80s. Well, more on our weekend weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Governor Rick Scott telling beachgoers and landowners alike to ignore a new law that just went into effect 2 weeks ago.
Yesterday, Scott signed an executive order that cancels a law that made it harder for local governments to protect public access to privately owned beachfront. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Lido Key tonight to explain what this means for our beaches. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, good evening. So Governor Scott placed a moratorium on accepting that law that passed in the last session with overwhelming bipartisan support. Even Scott admitting that it was causing considerable confusion. But just like the law itself, this new executive order does little to change how we all actually enjoy our local beaches. Like many avid beachgoers, Susan Simeone was confused about Florida's new beach access law.
I thought the law was going to be that people would no longer be able to have access to the beaches.
In reality, private properties along the beach often include the sand down to the mean high water line. But if the public used it often, like this stretch of Siesta Key, a local government could no longer keep it open to the public without suing that property owner.
My concern was that embolden condo property owners or management or even residences would actually start fencing off their property to the mean high water line.
Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce member Mark Smith was relieved to hear Governor Rick Scott had second thoughts about that law, passing an executive order that in part instructs governments to ignore a law he signed just months ago.
I don't believe it was necessary to begin with, since the mean high water line is where folks are allowed to walk anyway.
Angela DeSaro hopes that means less owners monitoring their property lines.
To start saying this stretch of sand is mine, this stretch of sand is public, I think it's really difficult to monitor that, and it just creates a lot of strife between people in the community, and I don't think it's necessary.
Or at the very least, acting like we did before that law was ever signed.
That's the way it should be. I mean, the beaches are for the people, not for just private ownership.
Now, the executive order also asked the Department of Environmental Protection to be a liaison for the public and local governments and create an online reporting tool for the public if they have any concerns about beach access around the state. Then the agency is tasked with compiling that input and presenting it to lawmakers at the next legislative session. Reporting live on Lido Key, I'm Adam Cellini. Back to you.
Adam, thank you. Tonight is your chance to go behind the scenes with local law enforcement. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office will give up-to-the-minute updates on Twitter in a regular event called Tweet from the Beat. It may be traffic incidents, maybe gators in backyard pools. We really never know. The virtual ride-along starts at 7 p.m. Their handle is @Sarasota Sheriff.
Immigrant families across the country are reuniting slowly but surely, but the American Civil Liberties Union claims the Trump administration is not moving fast enough. ABC's Alex Stone is in Los Angeles with a new plan they're proposing to reunite these families quicker.
A mother from El Salvador finally reunited with her 6-year-old daughter in Houston. Cindy Madrid separated from her daughter Allison last month as they crossed into the United States.
And that she was happy to see her at the airport.
Many feeling the 6-year-old became the voice of the separated family controversy after she was recorded crying, asking authorities to call her aunt, whose phone number she had memorized. Those cries drawing global attention and criticism to President Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy that led to the separation of families at the border. In New York, State Senator Michael Gianaris helped reunite Jenny Gonzalez with her children. The Guatemalan mother thankful to be back with her children, her attorney imploring others to help.
There are so many mothers out there. I need your help. I need the help from New York, from all across the country.
A court order gave the Trump administration 2 weeks to reunite all children under the age of 5 who had been separated from their families. The administration saying it had reunited 57 of the 103 migrant children under the age of 5, the other 46 children deemed ineligible for various reasons. But that's only the youngest detainees. There are still close to 3,000 children between the ages of 5 and 17 who have been separated from their families. The government now scrambling to meet a court-imposed deadline of July 26 to reunite those families. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
About 500,000 Americans were hacked by Russians leading up to the 2016 presidential elections. This all according to the ongoing investigation by special counsel Robert Mueller. Today, the Justice Department indicted 12 Russian nationals who they say hacked computer networks connected to Democrats and Hillary Clinton.
They use a scheme known as spear phishing, which involves sending misleading email messages and tricking the users into disclosing their passwords and security information.
All 12 defendants are members of the GRU, an intelligence agency within the Russian military. In light of the accusations, many U.S. leaders are calling on President Trump to cancel his upcoming meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Others want him to demand the suspects be extradited to the United States to face trial.
So what do people here on the Suncoast think about the new indictments in the Russia investigation? Tonight on ABC 7 at 7, Alan Cohn will be joined by Rita Ferrandino, the former chair of the Sarasota Democratic Party, State Representative Julio Gonzalez, and William March, a political correspondent at the Tampa Bay Times, along with an exclusive interview with Sean McFate, who is a Harvard-educated PhD from the London School of Economics and the author of an upcoming book called The New Rules of War: Victory in the Age of Durable War.
Now, Russia does have a grand strategic outlook. They want to extend the greater Russia, quote unquote, into Europe and reassert their authority, their sphere of influence. And for them that to happen, they have to erode NATO. And for that to happen, they have to get the U.S. out of NATO. And they're doing that slowly.
To hear the entire exclusive interview, as well as what the other guests think about what's going on in politics, make sure to tune in to ABC 7 News at 7 later tonight. Still to come now on your Suncoast News.
Papa John's next move regarding their shamed founder, why you can expect to see less of his face starting today.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, the Anna Maria webcam showing pretty quiet conditions during the morning hours. We had some inland storms, again, developing along the sea breeze front, but if you were right on the coast, you didn't get much rainfall at all. And that's been the case all week long, and I think it'll continue. Throughout the weekend, although there is a chance to see a few scattered showers along the coast right after sunrise, that activity will have a tendency to work in like we saw here, and it continues to push off to the east. It's kind of lining up now with the east coast breeze and really exploding there, even a lake breeze kind of adding to the storms into central Florida. We had our heavy rain at times across parts of the Sun Coast, even west of I-75 for a short duration of time, and you can see all that kind of pushing off to the east. Had some lightning, some heavy rainfall near Northport. That has all since moved on. But into Highlands County, we have some heavy rainfall now near Lake Placid and also near Lake Okeechobee, but not much happening near the immediate coastline at this hour. But with temperatures, again, around 90 degrees, a heat index up near 100, there's going to be enough energy to regenerate some late night showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. I think that is a possibility, a real possibility. Although we have dry air in place, you can see that dry air kind of working its way into the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. The storms that do pop up should be isolated. They won't be very widespread, obviously, and we won't see a lot of heavy rainfall for a long duration. You could see heavy rainfall for a short duration like we saw today. And then the Futurecast taking us through time. Tomorrow looks pretty good in the morning, although by 11 o'clock again, there's a chance to see a few scattered showers like we saw today, popping up here and there along that sea breeze front, even up to the 2 o'clock hour. And then the majority of the storms will push inland, and we'll see again another round of storms developing into central Florida. And same goes true for Sunday. As far as the tropical tracker goes, nothing to show you. Really, everything is all quiet out there in the tropics. We have high pressure that's building in over the surface and over the top of us in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So the rainfall should not be all that intense in terms of the intense storms up to 50,000 feet and severe weather, but we will see some intense lightning. That is still a good possibility with the storms that pop up over the weekend. Temperatures right now have cooled as a result of that rain that has been around, but temperatures are still warm. At the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, it's 90 with a heat index at 101, and winds are out of the west at 12, the pressure at 30.10, and that is high, and that continues to rise. So tomorrow, the heat index, big factor tomorrow, upper 90s to low 100s, riding in through much of the afternoon with occasional shower or thunderstorm scattered about. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be rather light. They'll be out of the north to start things off, turning to the west at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be running 2 feet or less with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Here's the extended forecast then. Slight chance for scattered storms tomorrow, 40% on Sunday. There'll be a few around with some rumble of thunder as well. And then 40 to 50% chances right on in through Friday of next week. Well, a father and his 3 sons got a chance to go out and do some fishing with Captain Johnny, and it was pretty good.
To avoid any red tide, Captain Johnny headed north in Sarasota Bay in hopes to find some fish. Making it to some grass flats and using some small greenbacks, the trout bite was on. Riley brings in this small one, but his father shows him up with this bigger catch.
Whoa, whoa, you knew it was a big one there, man.
There were no signs of red tide where we were, and the bite was fair to middling as Riley hooks up this tasty treat.
Nice size snapper.
Using a popping cork to keep the bait right off the grass flats, Dad hooks up another monster.
We'll let that one go back in, grow up, have a bunch of babies.
As she will live to see another day. 6-year-old Isaac was also having a blast, bringing in several fish along with his keeper trout.
I don't think it's a shark, but you know what? It might be a trout. That's a good one, huh, Isaac?
We moved to a few places just to cool off, but the catching did not, as Peyton catches up to his siblings.
That one's a keeper, I think. That's close. That's 15 inches. Oh, that's 15 inches.
They even caught this fast-hitting fish.
Ooh, it's zipping out. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity day. My, oh, my, it's a hot day. It's a Spanish mackerel. Whoa.
Riley was living the life of Riley, wrapping things up with this nice last catch.
That's a good one. Oh, look at that. He fell off in the net. What a way to end the day. Hey, remember, take your kid fishing, because someday they may take you.
Great kids there, and Bill and the father was doing a good job catching the bigger ones. We had to let a big one go, and he lost a bigger one too. Get a look at this. Brody Johnson catching a Jack Crevalle right there. It's not very big, but he had a good time. Sent in by Todd Johnson. sending that photo in. And 35-inch snook, catch and release. That's what's happening right now. You know, during the real bad outbreaks of red tide, even snook dive, we haven't seen a lot of that. So it's not as worse as it has been. Captain Alan Roth sending in another nice snook photo there. And this, Barbara Scaramuccio, big bass. She's always around town and following me on Facebook, and she's happy to catch a big bass in a pond right by her house.
Looks like they're biting out there.
They are, and I got to tell you, the red tide, we went all throughout the central and northern part of the bay, never had any problems with it.
Oh, well, good to hear. All right, thanks, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. A lot of slowdowns going northbound right now, especially if you're on I-75 near the Lakewood Ranch exit. And if you're going toward Palmetto, not so bad in North Sarasota, but you still have a slowdown in South Venice. The eastbound lanes are blocked at Rockley Boulevard on Tamiami Trail. Let's check in with Scott for a look at the consumer news.
Well, and he's smart. I think he kind of shot himself in the foot this week with the Olympia thing. But
well, the face of Papa John's is being removed from the pizza chain's marketing materials. The decision is no longer using John Shatner's image. Come 2 days after he admitted using the N-word in a company conference call back in May. This morning, he was removed from the homepage of the Papa John's website. Yesterday, he resigned as chairman. Shatner has been the public face of the chain that he founded, appearing on pizza boxes and TV ads. Papa John's plans to appoint a new chairman in the coming weeks. Shatner remains on the board, and he still is the company's largest shareholder. Scott?
Now to a toy store event spiraling out of control. Children and parents lining up for blocks outside Build-A-Bear stores across the country yesterday. 3 words drawing massive crowds. It was pay your age, and they came by the thousands. Many were angry parents who were turned around after hours of waiting.
You better call somebody real fast, because we're about to have a problem out here. Because there's people that have been out here for 7 hours and not want to get in for their babies.
Company calling the response overwhelming and unprecedented. Those turned away were given $15 vouchers to use this summer.
Entertainment news is coming up next. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closets Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running, and right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Don't miss the exciting original musical review, Tops from Flops, playing July 11th through the 22nd at the Players Center. All the best songs from all the wrong shows from composers like Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, and more. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll want to sing right along with Tops from Flops.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Summer Circus Spectacular continues at Sarasota's historic Osceola Theater. Performances run until July 28th. The show features performances by clowns, aerialists, jugglers, stunt work, and magicians. And new this year, attendees get $5 admission to the Circus Museum on the day that they attend a show. Show times are 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Tuesdays through Fridays, and 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturdays.
A three-day festival that begins today commemorates an often forgotten part of Manatee County's history. ABC 7's Stephanie Webb has the story.
Thank you, Scott. Well, from what our history books have always told us, that back in the 1800s, when slaves would escape from their plantations, they often fled north, up to the Free States, even up to Canada. But what researchers found is that a small number of those escaped slaves came here and set up a colony right on the shores of the Manatee River. It later became known as Angola.
This colony of escaped slaves here at Manatee Mineral Springs eventually became a stop on the Underground Railroad. Over the years, archaeologists and researchers have studied the area, finding artifacts, and eventually confirming the area's rich history.
Now, the settlement here at Angola actually lasted until about 1821, when an Indian war party raided and burned down many of the homes. So many of the people here fled to the Bahamas.
And the Bahamas is where Daphne Towns is from. She's also a descendant of Angola. But up until a year ago, she had no idea.
Yeah, I'm really surprised because I came here to the area winter of '92, and I lived in walking distance, 2 minutes, and did not know this park was here.
She's now the organizer of the Back to Angola Festival, designed to educate and honor the history here, as well as the culture of the Bahamas.
We have a lot of Bahamian staple food items, like our conch salad that everybody likes, our conch fritters, and these fish that you're going to be eating at the festival is not from Florida. They came all the way from the Bahamas.
Now, the Back to Angola Festival is running this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have all the information for you online at mysuncoast.com. Back to you in studio, Scott.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much.
Oh, conch fritters, those sound good.
Yes,
I love
they
those.
do. Yep.
Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather after the break.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.